Hello, fabulous superstar Sagittarius. Welcome to your horoscope for the month of July 2018, looking at life and love. I am your astrologer, Nadiya Shah. Thank you for being here. What an amazing week it is. We have an active sky playing out right now, and we do have a sky that in many ways is huge, okay? And I don't say that lightly. It is a big month. And what is it that makes it so big? Well, it comes down to two words: eclipse season. We are going to begin eclipse season this month, and normally you get two eclipses back to back, 2 weeks apart, and it tends to be a time that the ancients said that the veil between the worlds was especially thin, making it that much easier to access the wisdom of your ancestors, your own inner wisdom as well, and to recognize how it is that the spiritual lessons of your life are playing out. What is different this time is that instead of a 2-week window, we are going to have a month, okay? And it is very powerful indeed. That is because we are having 3 eclipses back to back to back. Now, the third eclipse and the final of this particular series will happen next month, and I'll be here to talk about it as we go along and talk about it then. But this month is important because 2 of those eclipses are going to happen this month. It's the first eclipse that I'm really very excited about. It is happening right around the 12th of the month. And it is a solar eclipse. So that represents a brand new beginning. And it is reaching out in supreme harmony with Neptune and Jupiter, creating what is called a grand trine, which is a supremely harmonious configuration. Now you add to this, right around the time of this eclipse, Jupiter will be standing still in the sky and moving forward. So its energies are that much more magnified, and to be so intimately involved with this eclipse means that the element of blessing is that much stronger. And if all that wasn't enough with this eclipse, Pluto is standing across the sky, adding power, adding intensity, and adding a powerful sense of transformation as well. Now for you, this eclipse is happening in a part of the sky that has to do with a few things. So one is, on a very mundane level, it has to do with your relationships with financial institutions. Now, chances are it could come about a situation where very quickly you have to pay attention to a financial matter. But here's the thing, this is ultimately moving you towards greater wealth. And so even if it feels like a little bit challenging, or you're trying to make something happen, or you're trying to make some prosperity happen for yourself, just go through the steps. First of all, when there's this much strong financial energy, it means that the money you need is there. However, when Jupiter is magnifying the energy that much more, it's like more than you realize can be possible to you. And so for some, it may very well surprise you where it is and how it is prosperity finds you now. But this part of the sky ultimately is about knowing that you are cared for and provided for by a wise and loving universe. So yes, the financial part of it, but there's another part of this as well. And it has to do with being cared for emotionally and spiritually. And that may very well be part of the surprise and part of the leap forward that takes place now. And so it becomes very possible that there is a sense of feeling very supported, feeling approved of, feeling cared for by the people who surround you. This part of the sky also has to do with transformation, profound transformation at that. So a sense of emotional rebirth, even physical rebirth, can be indicated with this sky. There's a sense now of you in some way being reborn, or feeling refreshed, feeling invigorated, feeling like what was a burden no longer needs to be. Now this will come about through a cathartic moment. So there's a moment of some intensity where the energy will rise, and then there's the release, the wonderful release that lets you know that you are beginning again in this life and in this time, a brand new chapter. This can be very exciting. I feel like there are these moments when we realize what it is that we've been taking on as our own that isn't our own, that we realize that we've been carrying a burden and we no longer need to, and that we deserve to truly be happy, and that we can be happy and at peace in this world right now. And I think that's really exciting. This can make you really feel like you're not struggling, you're not trying to make something happen, but that you are now fully stepping into some sense of truth and authenticity about yourself, and it feels right and it feels good. And that in itself frees you to be yourself more fully. 2 weeks after this first eclipse, the second eclipse will take place. This is a lunar eclipse, so it has a different tone and energy to it. Whereas a solar eclipse brings the new and the next and helps you to leap into your future. Lunar eclipses are also karmic, they're also powerful, but ultimately they are about closures, closing karmic ties and ending karmic chapters and knowing what has served its purpose in your life, which can also be very encouraging. Now this eclipse is happening mighty close to Mars in the sky, so there's this element there of some intensity, certainly, very much about emotions and passions coming to the surface. But all month, Mars will be retrograde. So it's almost as if even if we're feeling a lot of things, we may not necessarily be able to act from that place just yet. And Uranus is speaking to this eclipse as well, adding an energy of surprise, certainly, but also urgency. I feel like things could move very quickly at this time for a lot of us. For you, this eclipse is happening in a part of the sky that has to do with a few different things. Your relationship with siblings and cousins and neighbors may come up at this time. It could be a turning point of sorts. It could be that there's a major move happening for one of these types of people. And so it feels very much like an end of a particular chapter. Or it could just be that they are going through some change and they just surprise you with some news that really feels like it came out of nowhere. But of course, it's always up to you to decide where it is that it's right for you to say, no, don't do that, okay, go do that, or to allow people to walk their path, or to accept and approve and embrace. Because ultimately, this does say that some of that news may really feel like it has come out of really left field. The other part of this energy has to do with communications of all kinds, like text messages and emails and social media. And in these environments, you do want to be a little bit mindful because you are one of the signs. There are just a couple of signs out there that need to be mindful of this. And you are one of those signs that at this time could go viral for all the wrong reasons, okay? So just keep that in mind as well. When you are sharing online and even leading up to this, this lunar eclipse, ensure that what you are sharing is as loving as possible. I mean, I really think that that solves so many issues. And when you're doing something in public as well, it's as loving as possible. But yes, stuff like that can happen that, you know, very quickly, something that you have shared reaches a lot of people. And there's an element there of whether it's misinterpretation or missing some subtleties that can happen. So, of course, if you're loving and if you're rooted in love, then all is well. Because ultimately, I do really believe, and I think that this is something you know as a Sagittarius, when you are rooted in an energy of love for yourself, and you know that you're coming from that place, and you know that ultimately that is the effect, then whatever happens in the external world, not that big a deal. Given how important the concept, the belief, the connection to your personal truth is to you, I do feel like you will know. If you are connected, you are at peace. I also want you to keep in mind with this, your own communications in general could really be very misinterpreted, or you could misinterpret someone else's communications as well. So if you can, give others the benefit of the doubt that you would hope for, and try to think of all the ways that something in particular could be interpreted. That really can help us, really all of us, use this energy that much more when we're able to reflect on, why am I reacting to this way to the message that is coming? Well, then that sets the stage for deeper awareness and a higher level of consciousness. And ultimately, that is a type of awakening. That's what it means to be awake, is to be more conscious. And it is through words and communications that a series of events can transpire to help you do just that, to become more aware, to become more awake, and ultimately to become more you. And that is part of what I love about this month for you, I must say. Now, where it comes to love, okay, I love what's happening where it comes to love, especially up until the eclipse. We do have Venus continuing to move through a very romantic part of your sky that has to do with fun and romance and connecting with other people spontaneously. If you're open to meeting someone new, it is going to be you having fun. That's going to be just what you need to attract love into your life. If you are in an established bond, it is also this beautiful heart-centered, fun-centered energy that will bring blessings and romance and joy to the love that you have. And it is this connection to heart. It is this connection to joy that is part of what I love about this month for you. It really is about changing profoundly, changing deeply. And that, of course, is going to change a lot of the connections you have in your life. There's a profound sense of knowing within you that what is happening right now is good. And the emotions that you feel are going to be part of what ultimately helps you to launch and feel like this new you and this exciting authenticity is able to be expressed that much more clearly in your world. Well, thank you so much for watching. You can get a video like this every week by logging on to astrofabulous.com or nadiyashah.com. Sign up to be one of my superstars. Superstars get expanded, exclusive video scopes each week, and so much more. All of this in the superstar space. It'll be a great month. Enjoy.